Welcome to Invest, we talk about investing, finance, and professional development. It's the current time of 9:05 a.m. on Eastern Time on the day before Valentine's Day. Hope you guys have a good week so far. And for those that are celebrating Valentine's Day already, hope you guys have a good one so far. With respect to Ethereum, $1,482, down about 2.20% so far. On the overall crypto market, you see that clearly we are relatively red on the left side of the spectrum, beside Maker, currently up about 3.26% so far. And on the market front, let's take a look at the index right now. We are relatively muted as well, relatively flat across the spectrum. On a pre-market perspective, the biggest movers are kind of a mixed bag. Fidelity, Ralph Lauren, Caterpillars, stocks that are sprinkled among the consumer retail side of the sector. And on the crypto front, why we read at the moment, beside obviously on the technical front, we've been very elongated, quite extended, across the spectrum. There seems to be some micro affectation again with respect to inflationary warning for consumers from, there's been some hiccups on the supply chain front. Obviously, with respect to key inflationary data, the CPI report that should be coming out any days now. And also with respect to some regulatory concern, again, seems like it's lingering on around crypto. So it's kind of like a pseudo type of negative news across the spectrum. And also more of a sidecar is the Super Bowl results, which, for those that cheers on for the Chiefs, congratulations on the big win. It was definitely a close call. It seems like Rihanna is also pregnant, just based on her belly that we saw during the Super Bowl halftime performance, etc. etc. And then across the spectrum, it seems like that's just I would say kind of mixed bag type of news. So nothing really worth mentioning. So let's dive into like what the whales have been doing so far on our review sheets from BlackRock and ARK Invest, just so we know like what's the positioning on the Friday closing day. So with respect to ARK Invest, it seems like it was definitely more of a sell day, relatively speaking, compared to the a buy day. I think they are indicating some sort of selling pressure this morning as we are closing in on the CPI report. On the BlackRock front, you can see that the selling pressure, it's a little bit more mixed, I would say, but I would say relatively speaking, it's definitely a little bit more weighted in comparison. Okay, let's dive into technicals. With respect to recording time of 9:08 a.m. on the Eastern Time. On the Ethereum front, we are at 1482. We're below, obviously, the next level of 1550. We are also heading down to the 1450 mark right now. On a daily, it is looking a lot better. You can see that we are slowly replenishing the momentum by landing at a 42 out of 70, which is the level we need to get to. But on a technical front, this is something we've been, if you look back to our 5 videos so far, we've been forming this upward wedge. And obviously, you see that the upward wedge has been broken, so we are landing to a next level. On a weekly, you can see that we are also in formations of seeing some sell-off. So 1450 is the first level, 1350 will be the next level. So I think, to replenish the bullish momentum, you need to kind of cross down before we cross up, right? On the monthly front, you can see that with respect to the current level, we're still, landing on a good path, but the daily and weekly needs to kind of align. Daily seems like it's got there already, but weekly needs to cross down before we cross up. So Bitcoin is currently down 0.79% so far at 21,500. Again, daily it is looking more normalized. You can see that we have basically completed the bullish trend we saw. We were highly up in the sky, and now we're heading down to the right directions. But in terms of are we completely there yet, I would say we still have some more room to go down to somewhere around like 41 out of 70. So we are 45. So minimally, I would say we're still lingering above 21,500, which is a technical level. On a weekly, you can see that we have a large separation. We still need to kind of cross down, and the next level of cross down will be somewhere around 35. So we need to come down a little bit further. On an index front, we're at 408 right now. Let's take a look at this on a daily perspective. We're about to form a death cross, so that means we should see some bearishness as we get closer and closer to the CPI report. As a release, we should ideally see some pressure. I would say it's either before or after. I don't foresee it to be a relatively positive or negative. But I think the black swan catalyst would be, do we see any surprise elements? Because ultimately, that's what's really going to drive people psychologically. So that's not something we would want to ideally have, but we'll see. On the weekly front, we still need to cross down before we cross up. So same flavor across the spectrum. And then on the EV side, let's take a look at NEO. Down, it's up 1% so far. Daily looks like we are looking to rebound anytime soon. On a weekly, you are looking to kind of cross down before we cross up. So something to think about, right? Same thing with respect to like how Ethereum and Bitcoin are trading. Chinese stocks are, definitely a little bit more volatile, but if you get on the right side of the spectrum, you could make a lot of money. On the monthly, you could see that we are landing, same thing. So I'll say NEOs trade very similar to like the cryptos, if you made like the Bitcoin, Ethereum that we talked about. Tesla, you could see that we're landing, and on the monthly for every chart is showing that. RSI, it is at 50 out of 70. We are still levitating in between. We have this like golden cross, which translates into this bullish trend. But on daily, you can see that we're quite extended. So a sell down will be a little bit more logical than a leap up from here. Okay, so I appreciate you. Have a good day, and I'll check you on the next one. Take care. Bye.